Hello and welcome to my channel. I am looking forward to sharing some content today regarding sacred space. So sacred space to me is something that's very sacred and also very protective, respected, also very ceremonial. So when we look at sacred space, I also suggest to people, do you have a sacred space? Do you have a sacred place and space that you create where you can come back to your center? The importance of coming back to your center is about being able to make decisions clearly from your inner guidance. So sacred space is really important for that. Even in this moment now doing my video, this is one of my many sacred spaces, and I absolutely love it because I know the energy that surrounds me. I know the environment that I've created for this place to be sacred, from my crystals down to my crystal board, to my cards, to my books, to my furniture, and basically to the energy that's surrounding me in this moment. So sacred space is really important, and not only in the place and space that you sit and maybe worship or pray, or maybe even just read and contemplate or even meditate. But sacred space is very important because that's the energy that's supporting your beautiful spirit. So having the right space and creating that sacredness to it is really important. So how do we create a sacred space? Well, there's many ways of doing that. And what I do suggest to people is really connecting with the things that mean a lot to you. There's such as things as, and I'll give you an example when I can pick up my crystals. I have some of my beautiful crystals that are very important to me, but also create a beautiful ambience and safety and protective energy in the space that I'm in. So creating that sacred space is a really vital part of, soul's nourishing, to be honest. If we have a place and space of our own, we can, really do the things that we, endeavor to do. If you're a writer, you might be able to sit down in your sacred space. That will be the place where you get your writing done. If you are an artist, you will find that you'll be able to get your art done in your sacred space. If you are a person that works from home, having a sacred space is really important because that's your place of focus, your place of concentration, your place of creativity. So creating a sacred space is so, so important. And even keeping that sacred space cleansed, clean, clear. If you come into your sacred space and you feel a shift in the energy, maybe that can mean that it's time to cleanse that area. And sometimes it could be just that, there's been a lot of activity, or that you've been, your mind's been ticking over and there's been a lot going on. So the importance of maintaining your sacred space is as vitally important as creating one. So when you create a sacred space, it's finding a little place, or it doesn't have to be a big area, it doesn't have to be a big room. It may just be a little corner of the house, a little space in your room. And what I do suggest to people is to create your own little sacred altar. So putting your favorite things. For instance, I've got here, my whole room is a sacred altar, but my beautiful photo of Jesus here. And, wherever my sacred space is, his, with all my crosses, books, crystals, Christabella, my tarot cards, all those things. So I create that space, and I put in that space, as we were talking about altar, I put in that space, or in the altar, the things that mean a lot to me, the things that really bring heartfelt connections. So it may be photos of family, it may be a photo of your pet, It may also be just, pictures of, symbols or people that you admire. It may be a picture of yourself in your happiest times. You may have a few crystals in that altar. You might have a candle that you light. You might have, just things that are really heartfelt and connected to you in the most positive and loving, supportive way. So creating a sacred space is exciting, one, and two, it's very beneficial on so many levels. It can really bring you back to what we call your center, your focus. And, that's what we all need these days, is just to be back in our center. So creating a sacred space is you may say a little prayer, a little ceremony or affirmation. You may, everyone's different, everyone's unique. So how you create that sacred space will be very important for you, more so than anyone else. Anyone that is blessed to enter into that sacred space with you will also benefit in the way of what you've created. So if you've created a beautiful, peaceful, harmonious, loving, supportive environment, those who come into your sacred space will definitely benefit from that. Those of you who may go, well, I don't have crystals and I don't have this and I don't have that. It's not about, being like another. It's about your own uniqueness, because this will be your space and only you can create, create the energy that's best going to work for you and serve you. So remembering, there's no rights or wrongs to how you do this. It's the intention of what you want to create in that sacred space. For myself, I create a beautiful, loving energy that supports not only my clients but myself and anyone that comes into this space. As the word sacred explains, it is something that is very, something that's very important and is worshipped and should be respected. And I guess, talking about sacred space, it's not just a room or an area. Sacred space is all around us, So if you have that honor and respect for you and your energy and your space, it's really, really good to be aware of who's occupying, who's occupying that space. Is that person serving their highest good as well as your highest good? Is this person, respecting your sacred space or respecting you? Because you are part of your sacred space. It's not just a room or an area of the home. It's the space that surrounds you. It's your auric space. So when we say sacred, your being inside your auric space is sacred. So that sacredness that we expect, well, not expect, sorry, I take that back. That sacredness that we put out there to support our spirit, we do ask that others honour that. And if other people aren't honouring that sacred space, maybe it's time to know whether or not to share that space with that particular person or energy. So remembering your sacred space is that aspect of, auric field. Your auric field is your sacred space. But creating a sacred area and space where you can go, okay, for now, I need to step over here and be in my zone. I need to be in my sacred area for that love, nurturing and support that my soul needs in this moment. So so there's many, many ways to look at how sacred space is important to you in your life. Now, what I share with you, take from it what you feel you can work with, and the rest let go of, because it comes down to you in the end. Everything that you choose will be your choice. I just hope some of the information I've given, I can talk on these topics forever, but I do try to make the videos smaller so you get a lot of content in shorter time. So my sacred space to me is very, very important. And I thank you in this moment for sharing your sacred space with me and allowing me to be in your sacred space as much as you're in my sacred space. So I will make this very brief. I will come back and do another talk, most certainly, on how we can work with, I might even do a video where we can make or create an altar. Even with that, like I say, there may be aspects of, you might want to bring a little prayer in, a mantra, an affirmation. You may want to, just sing in that sacred space. Vibrationally, it's what again, it always comes down to intentions. What's the intention of creating this sacred space? Not just around me, but around me in the surrounding areas. Clear intention, really, really important. And then, the joy of what would you like to bring into that space that you spend maybe a lot of time in or a little bit of time. Either. So on that note, I will send you all the love and blessings and much blessings for your creating more of a sacred space or creating a beautiful sacred space within your home, bedroom, garage, wherever it be. I wish you well, and as always, Namaste. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.